So in essence, we know for well a lot of this garbage that we see going on today ain't no one than a bunch of lying ass, crooked ass, bomb head clowns, just like Billy Carson, balls licking, sucker ass. You know what I'm saying? He up there talking about Anunnaki and Jesus did this and Jesus came in on and he rode in on a donkey and you know what I'm saying and all this different witchcraft shit he trying to pump up for the Freemasons and the rest of the groups which he ain't no more than a Freemason motherfucking nigga ass sucking lick balls ass nigga ass lick a cracker balls clown. You know what I'm saying? Him and a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? They'll sell their fucking mom out for the money. You can look in their eyes and see many of them is not straight in their brains at all. That's why they'll do shit like that. You see? For that money. They'll sign that contract. They'll do whatever it takes to be rich and wealthy. You know what I'm saying? They'll even make jokes and say, I'd rather be famous instead. You know what I'm saying? And what the fame bring is nothing but loose. So look at Rihanna and all of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the Barbados and shit in the West, in the West Indies, and coming up here doing satanic shit. They'll do any fucking thing, you know what I'm saying, to get rich. They'll sell their fucking soul. They'll sell their blood, because that's really what soul is. It's in your blood. It's your blood. You know what I'm saying? This is why they use blood sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? They call themselves stealing souls. That's why they want you to sign the paper with your blood. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the way they call themselves, owning your soul. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you want to use. And they hide the word, you can replace the word soul with the word blood. You know what I mean? Where is your soul? And what's the difference between a soul and a ghost? You know what I mean? So when you say soul, you know what I'm saying, they're not talking about some spiritual ghost floating in the air. They're talking about your blood. Because if that's what the case and they wanted to sign your, and they call themselves signing your soul, why would they need blood to do that? You would just sign the book with a pen, wouldn't you? Or whatever you sign it with. You know what I'm saying? But they want you to sign the contract literally in blood. Because that's the way they consider your soul is. Because if you simply look at it this way, if you remove the blood from a person's body, what's left? You gone. You dead. If you remove every ounce of blood from a person's body, how will they survive? So what's inside of you looking at me right now? So this is an earth suit. Just like you have a space suit. This is an earth suit. You see what I'm saying? So when they call themselves signing your soul over to them, they want you to prick your finger or whatever and sign with blood. This is why they do blood sacrifice. You see? This is why they're always telling you, wash us in the blood. You know what I'm saying? This is why every time you see them on their album cover, they either bathing in blood in their videos or they got blood splashed all over their body and take a photo like DMX was doing. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves washing you in the souls of blood. Where you get the blood from? You know what I'm saying? That punk ass, fucking nasty ass son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they've been doing all along. It is nothing special that they have done, really. So I don't know why they call it the Crusaders or whoever came over here. And the Crusaders is probably the ones who started the Freemasonry. You know what I'm saying? They are Freemasons. They started that. That's what Albert Pike was. If you read Albert Pike memoirs and all the different shit that he said in his memoirs and shit like that, go back and read all of that, you would see it. And we know for well that he was the one who brought 6 Baphomet statues into this country. You know what I'm saying? So we know for well that you've been doing all this ritual shit in order to call yourself staying in charge. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck you're doing. You retarded ass. You know what I'm saying? But this is why they do all this bloodletting and blood this and blood that and blood this. They've been doing that shit up in the motherfucking Siberian mountains. Just like a Siberian dog. He even wanted to say You know what I'm saying? And disgracing ISIS, this Billy Carson fucking selling balls, licking ass, cracker ass, lick a nigga ball, lick a cracker balls, nigga, you know what I'm saying, doing bullshit. Talking about ISIS took this and put it in her womb, or took something out of a monkey woman and took the egg out and she put her DNA in the egg and then she put it in ISIS and then she breeded it out and all this and that and the third and then created, I guess, their jackass bullshit, you know what I'm saying, and bullshit. So he's trying to create a new narrative because he knows this book, you know what I'm saying, is no longer working as a matrix in the minds of people. So he's going to create a whole new set of groundwork in order to put this book to the side, you know what I'm saying, that you don't look at this book anymore and crack him in the head. You see what I'm saying? So he wanted to create something that you can, same thing like this book. How many people could have really explained the Bible? How many people could have truly said that this Bible was not true? How many people could truly say that this bullshit doesn't exist in any shape or form? You know what I'm saying? I don't, and say, I don't believe this shit. It's just a story, yada, 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 yada. Only certain people could have done that. Majority of the people had been brainwashed years ago. You know what I'm saying? Through time. Not just today, not just tomorrow, just because a person, I don't believe in the Bible. No, we ain't talking about you just because you said that today. Many people have said that years ago. You see? Same thing going around the world with the same thing. Same thing with Islam. That's no difference. That's no difference. Whether it was created by whoever created it, you know what I'm saying, whatever. It's still, there was no Islam in Africa, really. You know what I'm saying? There was not. You see? And the same thing with them. They created a lot of that shit in 1935, you know what I'm saying, or 1937 or somewhere around that time, you know what I'm saying, to create the narrative so they could have the right to say what they were doing to the African people in Africa. Killing and murdering and robbing the land. Why would, if you, it's clear to see, because I could even show you pictures selling African people on it like a sideshow. This is the Arab beast shit they do. You know what I'm saying? You know? They were doing the same exact thing. You know what I mean? To African people. You know, and many people across the planet, not just Africans, you know what I'm saying? They probably was enslaving every fucking body, you know what I'm saying? That they could get their fucking hands on. And bullshit. And African people was helping them to do it. So we know for well that they created this book and that other book and this other book and that other book and every book up your ass in order to, so they could brainwash the people and beat their brains in. But as many people still do not and have never believed that. So it doesn't matter. They brought that shit into Africa. And you know what I'm saying? The only difference is that I guess in their book, Jesus is a prophet, not the son of God. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the son. Which one? The S-O-N or the S-U-N? You know what I'm saying? Of God. How you gonna be the son of God? Who's God? And where's God? And why you can't explain or show who God is? All you can tell us is a bunch of stupid ass names. It doesn't matter which group brings it up. The only thing you can possibly tell us is he named Jehovah, Yahweh, yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? Tetragrammaton or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you know full well that none of that shit that you have been spewing all these years is garbage. And this is why the Freemason them now know that their shit is on the line. So they send who? The nigger. Billy Nutcase Baldhead Carson. You know what I'm saying? Like Bob Marley said, chase them bald heads out of town. They even did it to the Rastafarian culture. You know what I'm saying? Bringing in a lot of shit that should not have been in there. You know what I'm saying? And bringing in Judaism into Rasta. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of non-cynical garbage. You know what I'm saying? So we know for well that in itself, of its time, that this bullshit lying ass book And these Freemason or preachers that we have preaching all this Baptist, yeah, talking about Baptist, some more like Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? Talking, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Lutheran, I'm a Episcopalian. But when you look at the word Baptist, majority of the black people, what? Baptist. Baphomet. If you look at the word Baptist, you could literally translate that word into Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who they're worshiping. And then they're using all kinds of schemes and games and talking about, the Son of God, because we know you son worshiping. We could clearly see that. Because I used to ask that years ago when I was a little kid, and how come every time we see one of your so-called prophets or saints, and a picture, which is a drawn up picture of them, you know what I'm saying, they always have a circle behind their head. And I used to always wonder, what the hell is that? What is that circle behind their head? Whenever you see them praying, the sunlight is always shining down. You know what I'm saying? The general that made a good point. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw that too, but I didn't understand it till the general put that in. The general saw also and said he them put it into perspective. Sometimes it takes the younger generation to bring the light as well. I have no prejudice on the children. The children can bring the light. You know what I'm saying? Where he said that Jesus was walking on water. When you see Jesus walking on water, you see the sun gazing off the water and the sun in the sky. Whenever you see any of that stuff, you always see that. So they're not telling the people that they're sun worshiping. They're making them believe in a fantasy and a fucking mystery. Some bullshit. But they're really sun worshiping the same as Egypt. Look at every single church you see. Go around and look at every single church that you see and tell me what you see. 95% of those churches, the rooftop, look at the rooftop. Majority of the rooftops is the shape of a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the houses, the rooftop is the shape of a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? But many of the churches' rooftop is the shape of a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a long one, short one, or the same thing. The same thing when you go to Washington, D.C., you see an uplift. What we call an uplift, that long, straight thing sticking up in the air. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that they value as life true sex. You know what I'm saying? They're sun worshiping and worshiping all kinds of nonsense, but to the bottom of it all, they're worshiping Satan. What they're doing is mixing shit. This is what they're good at. Confusing people by mixing shit. Putting it in a pot and mixing the witch's brew. You know what I'm saying? They're mixing shit. But and even when you look at many of the statues and the paintings, you always see their fingers like this. You know what I'm saying? You always see their fingers like this. Or some kind of screwed up looking like this. One would be like that with a finger bent, and the other one would be like that with a finger bent at the pinky bent at the bottom, but you always see that 33. You know what I'm saying? So who the fuck you talking to? Yo, clown ass motherfucker. You know your time is up. So you send black ass, nigga ass Billy Carson to try to bring back this in another form. And like General Sarah Sultan said, he said, when you read the Aquarian Gospel and all this, the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ and all these witchcraft books that they made, you would clearly see that that's where he gained a lot of his information from. He's stealing pieces of information here and there and blending it, just the same thing they did with the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Just the same thing they did with the book. When you look at many of the stories in this book, they're switching and blending and washing out, and they never use the actual word. You know what I'm saying? In many chapters, when they describe even their fake ass bullshit, telling us we from ham and shit, yeah, well, ham and cheese, you know what I'm saying, some bullshit, they never say black. You see what I'm saying? They took that out to make sure that you don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And if the pastor is black, your so-called fake ass pastor is black, why in the fucking world all these years, he got white people pictures in the church. When it says right here in Revelations and different things, and this book that you should have no idols, no pictures, no nothing, you know what I'm saying, in your church. Why? Why would you put that in the Bible? Because you know full well it would give you the excuse to say that it is who they're talking about is not black people. Even if it ain't showing white people, in it, you trying to tell them that they should have no idols in their house, no pictures, no idol worshiping, none of that, because you know full well that it would just blank out. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't know whether it's black or white. In more ways than one. So at the same time, that would weed out black in more ways than one, and then you would put pictures in there of white people when they are not from Africa. They're from the Siberian mountains, where they have been cast to. You know what I'm saying? Because many of them had leprosy and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why they put that story in there about the woman who had leprosy and she touched Jesus' garments, you know what I'm saying? Jesus' garment, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it. And he touched her garments and she was healed. No, she wasn't. That's another line story. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And all this different bullshit. It is not them. Is the architect. The architect is African people, black people. You see? But in order for you to steal and make yourself the top dog in this book and God and Jesus and all this, you had to kill the original architects off and oppress and enslave them and do all kinds of shit and made the world believe just because you got away with doing a lot of that bullshit. See, those people are not worth a piece of lint or a bottle cap. They're no more than a piece of lint or a bottle cap that you could throw in. You could just murder them and nobody really cares, you know, they're niggers, you know. But they're calling us when they even using the word nigger, like General said, you have to, you know, explain. Niggas going around talking about, you shouldn't be saying the word nigger. Well, where you get the word from? All you did was add another G in there. And probably an ER. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, it is of words of our people. So it's the same thing if you black. You know what I'm saying? Talking about they own the word black. You don't own shit. I don't give a fuck. Talking about some Nazi documents, that still don't give you the right to do the bullshit that you do. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some Nazi documents and Nazi council, you know what I'm saying? ECT and TCE, you know, over there with Taja Tariq nutcase ass monkey looking babe. Look like he could do with a fucking ham sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Talking bullshit. Y'all niggas is full of shit. That's why the real people are shining right now. Because the truth will set it on its right path. That it always is. It doesn't matter if it's 450,000 years of your garbage that you did to our people. The path is still right in itself based on the truth as to what took place and who is who and who is what. So now you know for well this is not working anymore. You've been cracked in the head for sure. So now you send Billy Carson, stinking ass. Why you always send the nigger when you doing your dirty shit? Look who they got out front. Alan Nutcase Braggs. Letitia the Nutcase fucking Buckhead James. LGBTQ jackass. Just like Braggs. Then you go down to Chicago or Fulton County, whatever. You got Fannie Wills. Or whatever her name is. Probably was no more than a whore. You know what I'm saying? Being pimped. Just like what's her name? Um, Damn, what's that stupid ass woman name? Another whore pimp bitch. I ain't got no love for you black people when you do bullshit. So I'm gonna call you out your name. Hmm? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Probably was no more than a whole ass bitch being pimped. You know what I'm saying? And then want to sit up in somebody's face talking about a vice president. These motherfuckers is hiring whores, just like they did with the nuns, hiring whores and shit. You know what I'm saying? And want to put them in our face. And then you see the same thing creep little pagan like Biden and them is doing, glorifying, you know what I'm saying, and supporting a genocide of a race of people right before our very eyes. So now people can actually really see for the first time in many years of what they were doing to black people as to what we see going on to the people in Gaza. It's the same shit. Now we could clearly see what Mao Zedong, and notice it's always the pagan knight looking motherfucker. Huh? Doing bullshit. Now we can understand what Mao Zedong and them did to the African people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You didn't drop the bomb in Hong Kong. You dropped it in Hiroshima, in Nagasaki, Nagasaki, or whatever you want to call it. You dropped it on the black people, the original people, black people probably that was living in that area. You know what I'm saying? When Mao Zedong starved out the people of Fandong, most of those people were dark skinned. Where's the dark skinned, so-called Chinese-looking people? And that's a new name anyway. It was about Chinese. You're full of chang to your egg roll eating motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to me, bitch. You over there oppressing the original people of that land and their offspring and grabs. This is why Mao Zedong didn't care about starving them people literally to death while he put video cameras and guards around their village that they can't leave. And just sat there day in and day out and day in and day out until he starved them people, probably a whole village, a whole city of people probably. You see, a whole village of people, he starved them to death while he's sitting there with his moonshine, elongated motherfucking club nut fucking looking head, just like, what you name? Netanyahu. Yahoo jackass. You know what I'm saying? Look at when he did that to the Fandong people. Go look at that documentary and look at his big wide ass motherfucking head. And they had nerve to have this man picture, displayed up in the country like he was some kind of great hero. They love to fucking make us believe that they're tyrant, Neanderthal, Siberian monkey fucking dogs, you know what I'm saying, is some chosen race of people. That they supposed to be getting away with that. But look at what they're using to do it. Psychology, psyche, bullshit, lying shit, brutality, guns, bombs, all that shit, brutality, to do the shit they do. And then they so-called get into office or however they got there and they become a dictator and a tyrant. You go over to Africa and you see many African people doing the same fucking thing because they're following behind the beast. 95% of the black people in Africa, not all, and I believe it's a great vast, not all, believe that Jesus existed. A white boy that was a son of God. You see what I'm saying? Twisting shit, hiding shit, doing a lot of bullshit. You know how long they've been doing this bullshit, talking about Egyptologists? Egyptologists was a whole bunch of fucking retarded motherfuckers who ain't never even been to Africa. Jackasses. And they up there explaining African history. Then when you ask them, well, have you actually ever been to Africa? Well, no, not actually, but I've been studying for over 45 years. That don't make you a motherfucking nothing. It makes you a fucking idiot. Because anybody that would truly call itself an Egyptologist and earn an Egyptologist degree should have went into Africa many years of your education. 95% of them go to Timbuktu to this day to study. And then the Arabs had the nerve, or the Freemason, or the Zionists had the nerve to bomb it, to literally bomb it. Try to destroy it. And its books. You ain't fooling nobody, because I told people this years ago. I'm 60 years old. This was before General Seti them was even around. I was telling people this. You could go back to the United States Virgin Islands and ask a lot of people I grew up with how I was talking then. The only difference at that time was I was still within the biblical bullshit line bullshit. But I knew, and what I was trying to explain to them is that in that book, or whatever they're stealing and whatever they're twisting and mixing, is black people that they're trying to fucking steal from in order to mix the witch's brew in the pot in this book to psychologically brainwash your ass, because they don't have that type of history. They're not the architect. Black people is. So this is why Billy Carson, Billy Not Carson, I'm sure I'm older than his asshole, up there trying to explain some shit to twist it. You see? He trying to make it seem like there was black and white all together in the groove, in the groovy groove of the groovy grava. You see what I'm saying? But he's trying to mix it to where it comes more out to the white side. Same thing this book have done. Same thing this book done. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask again, if you black, why is your God white? So I told them that a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? I even told them that the character that they have in here, you know what I'm saying, could have even possibly be a story or something they stole of a black man. But the character they put in the Bible, you see, and the pictures they put in the Bible, there's fake ass bullshit ass book they call a Bible. They put white people pictures in it, and they had all the white people all across the planet believing that that was true, even in the deep rural South. You see, burning crosses and shit on people. Why would you burn a cross, first of all, of racism and Ku Klux Klan, Ku Klux nuts on black people's lawn, and burn a cross, and when they look out and throw a brick through the window, when they look out, they see a burning cross? That cross was created in where? Egypt again. That is no more than a depiction of an ankh, where you see a cross. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you right now. Let me go on ahead. Let me go on ahead right quick. Now, when you look at this right here, and this is the original. When you see something like this, let me put it here. You see something like this, right? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. I'm gonna color it in. It ain't the best drawing, but I'm gonna color it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna color it in the best I can to give you a picture of what I'm talking about in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? When you see something like this, you know what I'm saying? Like this. Let me see. Just pin that up. Come on now. Stop playing with me. When you see something like this, you see that? When you see something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like this. This isn't an original. This is where you got to cross from. This part right here, this oval shape, is the woman's womb. Right and left, right, would be more so like something to do with higher and the overstanding of highness, you know what I'm saying? And the phallus itself, you know what I'm saying? Higher and lower self and all that mixed into this. This is why when you see Egyptians, they're holding it up here in the circle. You know what I'm saying? You'll see many of the women in different pictures carrying this symbol. Now, all these crackers came in and did was this. This is why Jesus was crucified on the same symbol. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to say, no, he was impaled on a straight stick up in the air. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, you know what I'm saying? Right here, this right here, all they did was this. This is all they did to the whole situation. This. Now look at that, right? And look at that. You see? You see the difference? All they did was took this off. They took the woman out of the picture. They took the woman out of the picture. The goddess. The goddesses. They took the goddess's womb off the picture. This is why it has an umbilical shape to it. You see what I'm saying? Like it has an umbilical shape. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, now I'm not explaining it 100. You need to get over to the General Sorrow Sultan Seti. And you know what I'm saying? Join his Patreon account and get that treasure chest of that fire that you need. Because only the General can give you what you need. There's many others that came before him that he was trained by. You know what I'm saying? There are many that he studied with. You know what I'm saying? And he did a studying of himself as well. The young people can bring the light. Stop acting like you're so old you can't even listen to a young person. That's another thing. Cut that out. Learn to have an understanding to speak to the young people. And when the young people bring the truth and the light, stop acting like an ignorant ass, black ass, old ass, jackass nigga. And open up your ass for once in a while. But this is all they did. And you see this symbol probably in Egypt as well. You know what I'm saying? But to them, this is probably mean some faggotry shit. This probably mean male only. Talking about he was on a crucifix. Yeah, that you stole from this. You clown ass motherfucker. Get out of my face. You see, it took me a while to understand most of that back in the early days when I was a kid. Back in the early 60s, I mean, the late, I would say the late 60s, you know, 69, 70, all that. It took me a while to really grasp many of this because I was too busy running the streets, carrying on, not paying attention, but doing studies as well. The one thing I wasn't. I was studying encyclopedias, dictionaries, you know, all that stuff. When I had a lot of time on my hands, I would do a lot of studying and a lot of looking at documentaries and, you know what I'm saying, looking at many things. And then one thing I noticed every time they turn around is back to Africa again. You know what I'm saying? But we know for well that you're full of shit. And that is the point. So I explained to many of my friends when I was growing up that many of the people that they're talking about, you know what I'm saying, in mixing in their brew and shit, is black people. You stole their stuff from them in order to validate your lying ass never did, never was bullshit. This is what whatever his name, Nutcase Jackass Yahoo. Talking about Nate, he was saying, yeah, he looked like one Nathan hot dog if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? Over there in the Gaza Strip murdering after people and literally killing them. He would tell them go over, run them out of Rafah, and when they go to a safe spot, as soon as they get to a safe spot, he figured y'all them together, he bombed them. Now you're over there talking about it was a mistake. when he do this thing. When he's already committing literal genocide and creepy ass Joe motherfucking butt nut boat back bitch faggot ass fucking pedophilia child molester creep Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? And Trump, I think, you know what I'm saying, is agreeing with that. And when we look at many of the factions, ISIS, you know what I'm saying, the Taliban, you know what I'm saying, and Hamas, and many of these groups, you know what I'm saying, they coming into these people's country, and these people have nothing to do with it. Even the woman said it. What does the children have to do with this nonsense? You killing children, blowing their head off their body, and then you're sending the pictures are being sent back, and people are seeing what you are doing, and you still sitting there with his moonshine, wide as the form fucking head, talking about some Netanyahu, paganite Neanderthal gypsy, Kazakh fucking booty scratching Neanderthal fucking clown. Talking about African. African, Africans were bathing their skin in tubs and using soap and perfumes and different shit, dressing in silk and all kinds of shit, while y'all were up in the fucking caves looking like a fucking monkey, complete fucking monkey, like what you see Bigfoot. That's their probably ancestor anyway. You know what I'm saying? Up there scratching their booty. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the men in the ass and little babies and shit, and probably beating up the fucking women, dragging them by their hair with a big bitty club. And you try to put that on African people when you know for well Africa and Egypt was already established. We brought education to this world, not the Cro-Magnon. It was done by Africans, or what you call black people, or whatever you want to call us. We are the architects. My ancestors are the architect. You know what I'm saying? But you had to discredit them, and the only way you could have did that is with this book. Don't give me that bullshit. So let's wake up, people, and let's fight. Let's drive these tyrants clean off the fucking land into the motherfucking sea. You know what I'm saying? Or send them to another planet. You know what I'm saying? Send these satanic motherfuckers to find another planet. Get them away from our planet. They're destroying our planet from the inside out. While we sit here and play motherfucking head games about some biblical book that ain't even biblical, nor is that, because again, if they had created and they were the architects of many of this shit, why would you hide it? Even when you go to India, the same thing. That ain't no more than Arab. Why? To me. Why would you hide the monolithic, gigantic structures? Why would you hide that? If that was something that your people, the Arab, in the Cro-Magnon, booty-scratching caveman, monkey-looking ass, why would you hide it? Why would you spend so much time trying to explain to the world that you figured out how African people built the pyramids? How did they do it? I thought you said that Netanyahu and them people, ancestors, built it. So why are you over there destroying it? Same go for the Arab. And the ching chong motherfucking egg roll, boom, bing, egg roll eating ass. Why would you be destroying and hiding these things if you created them? If you the architect, you would be glorifying that motherfucker to the top of your ability to prove your superiority to the world. You would not be hiding it, you would not be destroying it, and you would not be murdering off the original people of planet Earth. So get the fuck out of my face. This is point black. Understand? Now, next time you decide to try to fool somebody, asshole, get your facts right. Rather than having secret society, secret this, secret that, deep state this, deep state that, bullshit that, kill that, murder 1,000 of the 34, probably 34 to 40,000 people this man already done murder off the planet alone. Children, mostly women and children as well. Grandma and everybody. And they're supposed to have something to do with Hamas. The Taliban. The Taliban and these Arab ass comes into their country, take over, and be murdering the local population of people and beating them and doing all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? With brutality and gun same as they're doing in Darfur region. You know what I'm saying? To the Africans and so on and many people. Take over the spot, become a dictator over the fucking people. Discriminate against women because you are working for the motherfucking beast. And I believe that your religion, or whatever you call a religion, came from the Romans. That's what I truly believe. Because when I looked at it, I was in Job Corps. And a guy came to me, because I'm the type of person, I was neutral. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to follow anyone, be in no gang, none of that shit. I didn't care about none of that at the time. I was young. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't care about a lot of that. But I grew up in a Rastafarian type culture. Over time, in the Virgin Islands, the Black Power movement came strong. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still saw and felt in my heart that majority of what they're saying was black people were first. Black people were the architect. And that had come from me reading, you see. That had come from me studying, you see. Then when the Black Power movement became stronger, Rastafari and so on, they were calling them yoga man and earth man and bushman and all kind of things they did. So, you know what I mean? They were saying the same thing. The only difference is they brought a prophetical message based on Judaism. This is why you find that Leonard Owl and them were trying to validate our stuff through the Bible, using the Bible to validate and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But but like I said, in more ways than one, you know what I'm saying, the emperor himself brought Judaism in as well, because he embraced Christianity and all kinds of different stuff too. You see what I'm saying? Because he knew full well that it was our stuff that they were using to validate this book. You see, that's what they were doing. Same as Rasta was using the book to validate Rasta in the book, and so on and so on and so on and so on. This is why you find many of the sayings in it to have a negative vibe against their own cultural race. Talking about Babylon and, go about it, boy, a Babylon boy, and all them kind of bullshit they saw. But when you look at the historical value of Babylon and all of it, you realize that was Africans. And it is our culture. It is our group. So they stole our culture, they stole our language, they stole our education, they even stole our architectural leadership. But like I said again, before I close, if you are the architect and you created all these things, Billy Jackass Carson, asshole, for real. No, I'll take that back. You ain't just the asshole, you the whole ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way they're looking at you right about now. Don't think because you are there doing the mission that they ain't looking at you as a whole ass. You know what I'm saying? And many other movie stars and actors. Y'all sell your ass for money, for riches. That's a damn fucking shame. And then you sign these contracts, and before you know it, this one brakes went out. He went over the bridge. him and another white boy probably, you know what I'm saying, because he signed and then his brakes went out. The other one, he in a gamble game, he gets shot. You know what I'm saying? The other one doing good for his people, you know what I'm saying? He gets shot. Mm-hmm. So we know you a liar. You see, every time you do that, you actually validate the truth of what you are not. Every time you hide the truth, and every time you oppress somebody or kill them because they're telling the truth or doing the truthful things, we got you. Same as we saw with Malcolm, same as we saw with Martin. I don't care what it was, Islam, Christianity, whatever. Same we saw with many black civil rights leaders. And many black civil rights leaders was helping you to do these type of assassination and killing and shit. Same as we saw up on that balcony when Martin Luther King was shot. Many of you that was there that day with him were no more than a backstabbing son of a bitch. And you want to try to go down in history as some great ass motherfucker. You want no more than a black, dumb, fucking jackass, balls licking Neanderthal, ball licking ass motherfucker, licking the balls of a pig and like, you know what I'm saying, jackass. And you will always be that. It don't matter how many people you snuff out. Asshole. Whole ass. It is still the same. And that's the way the world gonna see you all the way through. You thinking you fooling somebody, ain't you? You thought you was just that good. Just like Billy balls licking the balls licking in Neanderthal caveman balls. You know what I'm saying? Faggot ass, Freemason wannabe, jackass clown. So now you're trying to create a whole new narrative. And I guess you're going to write a whole new biblical so-called Bible of your time that's supposed to stretch all the way when we are all gone. They'll still be reading your bullshit ass book about some Anunnaki and Jesus and how he came from space and then he went to the earth and then he flew over there, had some Burger King and then he rode the donkey over to McDonald's. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking clown. And I say it, I'll say it again. General, tear his ass from limb to limb. Stay on his neck. General Sarah Sultan Seti, the general himself. Remember that is coming from Sergeant at Arms, Point Blank, John Sheriff. Get out of my face. So this is Point Blank saying, farewell. One, we will meet again.